Welcome back to the channel. We are going to be doing another weekly vlog. I hope you guys have been liking them because I've been really liking making them for you. I feel like we're starting to get back in the groove of things. I just can sense that we're like in this new era, and I feel like I'm trying to figure it out while filming it. So I feel like we're doing it together. And I feel like I've generally been feeling really good lately. And I know I always talk to you guys about how I do therapy once a week. And I feel like honestly, one of the main things I've talked about in therapy over the past like 2 years, probably, maybe even longer, is just about how like I feel so not always confident on the internet, and specifically like YouTube and just like talking to camera, I guess. Like I felt like my podcast for me was a way to like take out at least one layer and be able to hide a little bit. It's weird because like sometimes I'll be like filming or editing or whatever it is, and I'll just be like, oh my God, like I love this. Like this is why I do this. I love it so much. But I didn't feel that on a consistent basis. And so now that I'm like back from maternity leave and I am like vlogging on a regular basis and doing stuff, like I still get like anxiety about it sometimes, but I overall just like feel reinvigorated in general, and I feel like closer to you guys, and I just feel like a better, best version of myself. And like I said, a lot of that has to do with therapy. And this video is brought to you by BetterHelp. If you are struggling, I'd really love for you guys to consider our sponsor, BetterHelp. If you guys are unfamiliar with BetterHelp, BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to just listen, give you helpful, unbiased advice. It's like a friend, but they're not going to judge you. And starting therapy can be really hard, and the right therapist for you might not be locally available to you. And that's why it's so amazing when you use BetterHelp, or you just may not want to do face-to-face therapy. You can have your therapy sessions as a phone call, a video call, or even just use the app to message. Essentially, whatever version of therapy or format is most comfortable for you. Mine looks a little something like this. Like you're seeing exactly what my therapist sees. And BetterHelp can match you with one of the 30,000 therapists in their network. So that's giving you an access to a much wider range than available locally to you. To get started, all you have to do is fill out a questionnaire. It's going to help assess your specific need. Then they're going to match you with a licensed therapist, in most cases within 48 hours. You're going to be able to schedule your therapy session at, of course, a time that's convenient for you. And BetterHelp gets it, which is one of the reasons why I really love them, because it's not always just easy to find a therapist first try, and they totally understand. Hence, you can switch for free if the first one just isn't a total match, which is totally normal. So you can get a new therapist, no additional cost, no stressing about if they're in your network, if covered by insurance, yada, yada, yada. And we always say people spend hours in the gym a week, so why not just like a 1 hour a week on your mental health? Give your mind the same kind of attention. Over 4 million people have started using BetterHelp to start living a healthier, happier life. And if you think you might benefit from therapy, just go to betterhelp.com/Lauren Elizabeth and you can get 10% off your first month. Let's get these good times rolling. This is how we like to vlog. So I'm looking at my hair right now because I had this realization that I think I need to go less blonde. And I know like change excites everyone, but like looking at it now, like it looks good. I just saw this one picture of me and I was like, that's not good. I don't know, maybe just like taking it out of the roots as much, you know? It's also like high maintenance, and I'm a mom now. I don't know, I said I would never go brown again because you look back at pictures of yourself and you're like, wow, I was ugly. But I feel like when you look back at pictures of yourself, no matter what, you think you were ugly most of the time. Like you always think you look better now, right? So I don't know, I feel like it's like really, really blonde. And I never thought I'd say this, but I just have been so unexcited with my hair lately. If anyone can like Photoshop me with like different brown, blonde color hair, that'd be so helpful. Anyway, today's an exciting day because if you're a mom, you know you can't get Botox. If you're a mommy that loves Botox, you know how exciting it is when you can finally get it again. So I got Botox in December last year, then found out I was pregnant a few weeks later. So it has been basically a year since I got it, and usually I get it a couple times a year. I've really been noticing it, especially when I'm vlogging. I don't totally mind it, but like I'm a girly girl. Like I love to do things to my fotch. We're going to get Botox. Matt is obviously watching the girl. He goes back to work full time in just a couple weeks, so I'm trying to like take full advantage. Oh no, back it up. Oh my God, this happens every time I vlog trying to leave. I also have physical therapy later today. If you follow me on Instagram, and I think I've talked about it in my birth story, I have to do pelvic floor physical therapy, which is like something no one tells you. about giving birth. I've missed it the past 2 weeks. I've only done the intake appointment that I told you guys about because the holidays are crazy, but I really, really need to go. 10 out of 10 recommend if you're not pregnant, but like wanting to give birth one day. A bunch of people are starting to do pelvic floor focused like workouts and like exercises. Sure, if you just type in like pelvic floor exercises or something. I remember seeing Tanya Rad post about it like 2 years ago just because she was trying to strengthen her pelvic floor, and she was like totally has not been pregnant, like nothing like that. It's just she's a woman. 10 out of 10 recommend like looking into that as we all like get a little bit older. There are some things that I wish I did before I gave birth that I think would have helped me a lot. And then I think we're gonna make soup later. It's freezing cold. It snowed yesterday. It's soup weather. And we made chili already, so we might as well make soup now. Tell me what you really think. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Anything else? All I know is that you're making this take longer, but you are such a good boss girl. Like, we're really getting a lot of work done together. Yeah, is that funny? Looks like I haven't moved and have just been editing this whole time, but that would be a lie. The girl, go back to sleep. She like is into catnapping now. Right when I sat down, as you saw, and started editing, she woke up, needed to eat. And like I said, we're getting used to like working from home and being a stay-at-home mom without a nanny yet. Hopefully, who knows, excuse me. So I've been like trying to entertain her and edit at the same time. And all I kept thinking is like, this doesn't suck. It just is like taking like a significantly longer amount of time to do what I normally do. But it's like fine, like I'm not like stressed or like mad about it. But the bouncer, if you don't have like a Bjorn bouncer, you gotta get yourself one of these. It is the best because you can actually work. But anyway, yeah, we were like downstairs playing with the purple monkey mat. We were upstairs in the bouncer. We were eating. It's been like hours, honestly. And usually I can edit in like an hour, hour and a half. To the point where it's already dark out and it's already time to make dinner. While I was editing, I realized two things. Like my ADHD is so bad. I've gotten like pretty good at like editing and like getting things done and everything. But I realized for the first time that it really like goes into my vlogs. Like I can just tell that I forget to pick up the camera. Like it's hard for the narrative. I don't know if you guys notice, and I'm not gonna like draw more attention to it, but it's just, I need to remember to like pick up my camera and tell you guys what's going on more, because like all of a sudden I'm like, where did all of Thursday go? And it's because I just forgot to pick up the camera and stuff like that. So, but my camera's also dying. We're getting better. You'd think after like doing this for so long I'd be very good at it, but like we're in a new era, and part of the new era is better vlogs. Just in case I can't get a good video, this is like so good for the winter months for making your own pasta sauce. Anything you want to make creamy, basically, I'm going to use this. That's why I didn't fine chop anything, because I'm going to immersion blender it. This is an Amazon basic one that comes with other attachments as well. And it's super inexpensive, and you just blend everything in your pot. It's a kitchen must have. This is one of those days where it's 3 p.m. and I've kept thinking to myself, oh, I should vlog, and then just things happen so fast and my camera was dead, blah, blah, blah. But I just feel like with the sun setting early, and then obviously being a mom, the day just gets away from you. It's crazy. I'm clearly out right now because I had pelvic floor physical therapy, which I love learning about like the body and just taking care of the body. Although I wasn't thrilled that I had to go, I feel like since I'm like looking at it through that lens, I get really into it that way and I get really excited about it, which is nice. It's just like so crazy that no one really talks to you about like pelvic floor health, and a lot of us at some point in our lives are gonna give birth, and it's like you just don't even think to do your pelvic floor. And just because I got a 3rd degree tear, I'm doing it, but like anyone that's given birth should do it. It's just like shocking. Oh, and I clearly thought that therapy was yesterday. It was today. That's why this is a fully different day. I had a big call with the warehouse for my home decor today, so I'm getting everything ready to be shipped out to you guys. It's really exciting because all the product is just like already in the warehouse sitting there. Like all we have to do is launch the website and have you guys order it. I was just going over like bubble wrap stuff and like return policy stuff, international shipping stuff, which thank you to one of you who DM'd me that last night because I screenshotted it and put it on my list of things to ask on the phone today to make sure. So I just like assumed we did international shipping, and I was like, that's a really stupid assumption, Lauren. So I wanted to double check. But we are, of course, because everyone's gonna be able to get it. We don't have a huge quantity of stuff. So if you like what you see, I 10 out of 10 recommend ordering. I don't know what I'm gonna cook for dinner tonight. Part of me, like when I cooked last night, it was a little bit more adventurous of a meal considering I'd never made it before, even though it's actually really easy. I just feel like when you haven't made something before, it's like you have to pay more attention. But I just feel like with the sun setting early and then doing that, I feel like I never got to relax all day yesterday, and it's already almost time to cook dinner. I still have so much to do, plus I'd like to relax, so I'm like, do I want to cook dinner? Like now I understand why moms always have problems with dinner and why cooking dinner is such a big deal, because there are just not enough hours in the day. I'm exhausted. This is one of those mom things I said I was never gonna use just because it's simply, I hate snot. And this is the accompanying nose mist. You put your mouth on the end and you put that in the baby's mouth and you suck all their boogers. It's literally disgusting, but the girl needs it. I feel like that's like the classic first time mom thing of what things you were like, I'm never gonna do this, and then you like cave. Just like gross stuff that you never thought you'd deal with that like suddenly just isn't as gross anymore because it's like your baby. Some stuff is gross, but it's also just like you gotta deal with it. But took a shower. I've blow dried my hair probably the past like 2 weeks. So I think I'm gonna try to do just an air dry because I also don't feel like drying my hair. We've got nowhere to be. Saturday, I'm gonna actually right now, there's this place called Air Baths in Chicago, and it is such a good date spot, you guys. Even if you just like wanna go with like your mom or your best friend or something, like it's not like too romantic or anything, but it's definitely romantic as well. Me and Matt have been before. It is so nice. It's like all these different baths, so like not bodies of water, like pools, basically pools, hot tubs. One's like the oxygen pool, one's like the salt water pool, one's like the whirlpool. They have like a cold plunge, they have the steam room, they have the sauna, like, and you just kind of like dilly-dally your way around. You can add a massage. My mom has a gift card for us and we've been wanting to go, so Matt's mom is gonna come down and watch Olive, and I was like, why don't we just do the baths and then do a little dinner afterwards, even though we're gonna have like wet hair. So I haven't really thought that part out yet, just because it's so cold. And if your grandma didn't raise you saying you're gonna catch pneumonia if you wear your hair wet outside in the colds, then like you clearly didn't grow up in the Midwest. Right, girl? It's so funny, I also never say my daughter because majority of the time I'm just like not like talking to random people, and so whenever I say like my daughter, I feel so old and it feels so weird because
we constantly also just refer to her as the girl. My grandma hates it. She's like, why do you all keep calling her the girl? Because she's the girl. And so I almost told my physical therapist, I was like, yeah, the girl was great. And then I realized that like she would be like, what the heck? So I was like, oh yeah, my daughter. I don't know, she's just like a little nugget. It's like, it just feels so weird calling her my daughter, even though she is my daughter. It makes me feel so old and just so weird. I don't know how to describe it. Luckily, the house is completely clean. If I don't cook dinner, then I don't really have to do any chores besides finish the laundry. And I can maybe even make a little gift guide for you guys, because everyone and their mother does gift guides now. And like, if you're an OG, like, can we just at least all kind of acknowledge the fact that like, I've been putting my heart and soul into gift guides long before people were just adding things to their like to know it. Like, to each their own. I appreciate the hustle. Like, I've clearly been doing it. I'm just saying, like, I just wish I like got a little bit of extra credit of like, I've been putting blood, sweat, and tears into gift guides, and they're my favorite thing for like years. But now everyone has them, so I'm like, do I even need to stress about making all these gift guides? Because they take a long time. Like, they're tedious the way that I do them, because I don't use like to know it. So I might try to do that, because it would honestly save me hours. So I see why people do it. And we're getting a call about home decor, so gotta go. Hello. Hi. Oh, you know, just the usual. Bring the camera over here so that it looks like a different time, even though this is just like 20 minutes later after I picked up the phone. This is what I love about influencing, and I don't know why I do this. It's like a very known term now, and we've all just accepted it, but I love the business side of things. And like, I just have felt so reinvigorated, like not only just being back from maternity leave and like making content, like that was kind of like stressful and like scary for me, like putting myself out there. But the reason I love it so much is obviously connecting with you guys, like when I'm on Instagram and I DM you guys and everything. And then when I have those calls like I just did, like while we're gearing up to launch this home decor, because I just get so in it and I just get so worked up and just like so invested, and I love doing all of that work. And as I hung up, I was just like, damn, this feels really, really good. And so thank you guys for allowing me to have that as my job. And I'm really grateful, and I'm glad to be getting back into it. Bath time for the girl. All I do is fill up still the lay low bath, and I've been using Tubby Todd. I was actually gonna try a different one today. Now that I think about it, that might be fun. And then I use this rubber ducky that tells you if the water is too hot and what temperature it is. Just bathe her and snuggle her up. Just woke up, and can we get a little commotion for the natural hair? All I do is put a ton of leave-in conditioner in and a ton of hair oil in, let it dry for a while, do that again, because that's how coarse and thick my hair is. Like, look, it doesn't even look greasy. Like, I go like this with the hair oil and you can't even tell. All you can tell is that it's soft. We just light it up, and now it's just like so soft and silky smooth. And then right before I go to bed, you can obviously tell, I'll put like a braid in. I'll leave it in for like a bit, and then I'll take the silk hair ties out. Then I'll go to sleep, and the braid will just kind of like naturally come apart. And then luckily, I wake up in the middle of the night to feed my daughter. So I will take the braids out at like some point so that I can just like sleep on it flat, but like no heat styling, like what? Okay, go off. And I use my Looks Unfiltered on my face, which is why you can tell I just look a lot better. I just need color on my face. Was that Olive? The noises happening in this house right now are not okay. So are you due before? No, you're due after Christmas then, right? But you might go early. That's what I was hoping, and I fully got induced. So no, I know. I feel like everything you think as like a first-time mom, it's like the opposite. Like, I thought I was having a boy, I was having a girl. I thought I was early, I was on time. So thank you so much. I'm so excited. Yes. Okay. So this is the best thing on the planet. It is the Baby Brezza, I never know which way to say it. And it's basically like a Keurig, Nespresso, whatever, for baby formula. So you literally put all your formula in here, put on the powder setting, which you like figure out based on your formula. You can do like make it so it's warm, And then you do however many ounces, and then you just start. And the water goes in the back. So what I like to do before bed is make sure the water is like all filled, because there's nothing worse than either like holding her and having to do this with one hand, or having to do it when I'm like half awake in the middle of the night. So I fill that up with filtered water. And then this thing you have to clean, like this part. See that little funnel? So you just pull it out, and it kind of just tells you to clean it like every 4 times. And it's just to make sure that like no formula is really like stuck in there. And you don't have to change the water that often. I don't even think, I do it maybe once a day. And then I just make sure I have enough bottles. These are our favorite bottles. They're the Philips Avent in the glass ones. I also put gas drops in her bottle. So for the first bottle that I do in like 2 hours, I just put the gas drops in right now so that when I press start, they're already in there and I don't have to worry about it. I also just washed this, which is our favorite nose sucker. And I'm gonna bring it downstairs because with the weather change, the girl's stuffy. And imagine not being able to blow your nose. Now we get to go downstairs. I haven't worn these pajamas since I gave birth to Olive. And when I opened my drawer and I saw them, I was like, I was just thinking in the shower about how I never thought the day would come where I was just like showering home alone with the baby sleeping in the other room. And granted, I showered with like the shower door open because our shower is like fully enclosed, so you can't really hear anything. And with the baby monitor on loud, I use the Nanit, which is like on in the background right now, but I turned it on like softer so you don't have to hear the white noise because it's kind of annoying. But anyway, have the baby monitor on, had it on when I was in the shower, and I was just like, wow, like I can't believe I'm like taking a full shower with full flexibility and not in any pain and feeling 100% normal with the baby sleeping in the other room alone, just relaxing. I had the night to myself tonight and I haven't had that in I don't even know how long, which is crazy because I used to like love having like a night in alone, and I still count it as alone even though Olive is here. She's asleep in the other room for the next couple hours until she has to eat again, and I left my Kindle in her room. I just started a new book. I started The Coworker by Frida McFadden. You guys know I love Frida McFadden books, and I have not picked up my Kindle in months. So I was like, okay, this'll get me back in the spirit because I've been wanting to pick it back up. And so today was finally the day. I was like, I'm in my pink jammies, I'm feeling good, I'm on cloud 9, just whip out that Kindle. And so that I did. Now we go to the Lifetime movies. Now we go. 6 a.m. No, it's 5 a.m. Oh, it's almost 6 a.m. Went to bed at like 11, and then Matt did the overnight feed, and I kind of felt bad because she just woke up at like probably like 4:45, and then by like 5:15 I was awake, so I offered to go take over for him, but she was already back asleep because she's such a good girl. But then I was like laying in bed, and not that this can be routine quite yet because she's still like kind of like waking up at random times, and it's just because I think I got a good night's sleep, but I was just like, she's sleeping and like my brain's kind of on, like it would be really nice to get up, get some caffeine, and like really just have some uninterrupted laptop time. You guys know I love my laptop time. Matt and Olive are sleeping downstairs, and I have at least an hour until she wakes back up. She'll go back to sleep, but she'll just probably like whine a little bit. So let's see how much we can get done. One hour later, the girl is still fast asleep. My computer is full of a bajillion screenshots and links, and now I'm gonna try to organize it where it's actually able to go onto my website. I'm gonna end the vlog here because I look really cute in this hat. It's my new personality, wearing
ballet flats that I've had like forever. I wore them one time on Instagram. I went to like dinner with my mom, Chloe, her mom. Chloe doesn't remember, which is so rude. We all went out to dinner and I wore them with jeans, kind of like this. And you guys all roasted me on Instagram, and now they're in style. So whipping them back out. We're doing a mom and dad date night. Olive is with her grandma and grandpa. It's crazy how like the hat looks different when you wear it like this versus this, but like I'm obsessed, and I will see you guys next week.